And it's another evening here in the Joe Lewis Arena. I'm JR here with AngelousDraven.
What's up? God damn. I did not expect that. Yeah.
Angelous the King Draven. And we want to welcome you to Sunday Night Heat.
I gotta change the colors behind me. Somebody will be like, "Oh my god, he's got this shit up for fucking Pride Month." So remind me not to use my WKRP background until fucking July again.
It's Black History Month, isn't it?
Nope, that's February.
That's February. It's Veterans Appreciation Month.
Yes. They deserve a month, not, people who enjoy penis in there.
Look, I don't care if you're an adult what you do, just don't come to me and act like your proclivities define you. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care. I just don't want to know. I don't give a shit. All right, there. That being said, we got some wrestling news to talk about. TKO, WWE are parting ways with a few individuals, and a few of these departures leave me shaking my head. Well, one in particular, and that is the man of the hour, Ron the Truth Killings, R-Truth himself, who grew up idolizing John Cena. R-Truth is gone. And this is coming off his Saturday night's main event match with John Cena.
Well, he had a match on SmackDown.
Yep. Did he?
Against JC Cobb or whatever the fuck.
Oh, JC Mateo. JC Mateo.
Yeah.
He deserves a bigger hurrah for going out. He's been in the game a long time, and he is one of the most entertaining talents that they have on their roster in a world where charisma, I guess, means nothing anymore to these wrestlers because they can quote-unquote go in the ring. They have no charisma, but R-Truth was a true journeyman of his craft and a legend in his own right, and he deserved a bigger farewell. And life isn't fair, I guess, but he truly was one of the most entertaining. Think about the Rumbles, they'd be a slog until he'd come out half the time. And he would actually bring a little excitement for a few. Like, it's still a couple Rumbles ago that I don't even remember who won. I think it was Cody, but I remember him going in, doing John Cena's routine, and trying to make the pinfall during the Rumble.
Yep. And then he came in at the Women's Rumble thinking it was the Men's Rumble.
That was fantastic. That was one of the funniest things I've ever didn't refer. By God, it's Refrigerator Jax eliminate him in that, I think.
I don't remember who eliminated, but it was fucking funny. Didn't he bring a ladder out to one of the Rumbles?
Yeah.
Too, to try to, because he thought it was a ladder match. It's just crazy shit like that. It's good.
He deserves better, but like Jonathan Coachman has mentioned in the past, and others, WWE, say what you want about Vince, plenty of fans said he's embarrassed by wrestling, he doesn't care about wrestling, but nobody cared about wrestling more than Vince McMahon, and it's been made abundantly clear now. WWE is a means to an end for TKO. It funds them so they can fund their other ventures, but they don't care about the industry, they don't care about the product, they don't care about the wrestlers like R-Truth. What they care about is the bottom line. And, they look at people like R-Truth and another individual whose contract they're letting run out as well, Carlito, and say, well, but they don't see the intangibles that wrestlers like that bring into the industry. And man, it's just in a world where they really need to make the product more entertaining. Again, they just let go one of the most entertaining people to be on that roster in decades.
Yeah, Truth has a presence and an aura about him. And that's the beautiful thing about R-Truth. For him to get over, he never needs to win a match. Never. He really doesn't. He's one of those people that is a rarity, that it does not matter to his momentum, no matter what he does. You know, he'll always be R-Truth, and people are always going to love him. But the thing is, you need guys like that on the roster, and Truth is willing to, you know, do the job for anybody, and everything he does gets over. So to let it, and he's a great influence around the younger guys in the locker room too. So to let somebody like that go is a detriment to your product when you're struggling for veteran leadership at the top. And the same can be said for Carlito. Yeah, Carlito in front of the camera looks like a buffoon, goes out, gets speared, takes, you know, bumps, whatever. But backstage, the guy's a veteran. He's in his mid-40s. He's got a wealth of experience and knowledge. And he brings, like Tony said, there's a lot of intangibles guys like that bring to the table. And this newer generation of workers do not have those things. So this is a loss. It is a net loss for them.
Well, they didn't even do anything with Carlito. Like, once they had it, like, why didn't you, like, I get he's not going to be a top guy, but, like,
no, but
at least, like, put him in matches and shit in an actual story, like, that matters. Like, this Judgment Day stuff that he's been doing, while he has some quickie little one-liners here and there with him, it's just, like, what's the point? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're not doing anything with him, like, other than making him be fodder to some guys and just throw away shit that doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I've got Truth's tweet right here. I'm going to pull that up on the screen. Let me share this here. This is from Ron Killings on Twitter. Said, "I'm sorry to inform you all, I just got released from WWE. I want to thank WWE for the ride, but mostly I want to thank each and every one of you who was along for the ride. Thank you for the love, support, and appreciation you've given me over the years. Thank you." And this is R-Truth is just a good, kind man. Rhea says, in all seriousness, this is literally so heartbreaking. Meme bastard, I believe TKO and Triple H have underestimated the value of R-Truth, and have no idea how beloved Ron Killings is. Other wrestling companies would do well to bring in Truth for an absolute monster heel run now that the comedy run is over. I think he has one last run in him. You know, if he's athletic enough to pull that off, to come in and feign the comedy gimmick, but then go serious and dark with it.
Yeah. Trinity commented it too, and Naomi. She's like, "I hate this so much," and then Jade responded with, "I hate this more than I hate you."
This is
there it is.
A travesty, because I mean, this guy's a future Hall of Famer, and again, he's a legend. He's a journeyman of his craft, and this is just disrespectful. You deserve a better. And they're saying, I don't see color, like it's Triple H. Look, he's not in charge of all that shit. This is a Nick Khan decision.
Yeah.
And it's probably coming from Ari Emanuel. Like, again, don't make me defend Triple H. But this is just the beginning, you guys. Like, they would have done the same thing to Ric Flair had he been there. You know, like, they don't care about wrestling. They don't care about I don't even know the word I'm looking for. They don't care about the camaraderie. They don't care about the fans. It's just about the bottom line. And R-Truth deserves better. He deserved a farewell. He deserved a farewell match. You know, he deserved better than this. He worked his entire life, decades in this industry, and against all odds made a name for himself in a time where people complain about black wrestlers being pushed. And look, most black wrestlers in Vince didn't see color, but a lot of black wrestlers aren't very good. They don't have what it takes, but R-Truth truly was the total package.
Mm-hmm.
And I work with a lot of I this is the thing, like I work with a pretty diverse group of wrestlers, you know. And that's the thing about our locker room is like it's just, you know, there's obviously you have black guys, you got white guys, you got some Asian guys, you know, you got Samoan, you know. I mean, it's everybody. Just like when you get to like at this level, you really, you know, you got women in there. So it's just I don't get this whole, to me, we're all just wrestlers, right? Like I honestly, and I'm not being like hyperbolic or like trying to like virtue signal, but like we're all just wrestlers, you know, in there. And to see people and Tony, I'm the same school of thought as you. I don't want to defend Triple H. I don't want to, but in this case, it's like, yeah, number one, I really do not think Triple H is a racist, despite what the Booker teeth, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really think he is. I don't see him that way because they have more non-white champions in WWE right now, and they have than I believe ever before. So, and we know, like, creatively, he is in charge of those sort of things, and he does oversee that. And then you look at NXT, and it's the same thing there. And Shawn Michaels is the one that's calling those shots under, you know, Triple H. So, and then, hiring and firing. At this point, that comes down to the accountants. That comes down to the bean counters, you know, and then that gets relayed to Nick Khan and the other bigwigs in corporate. So this is not a Triple H wanting to fire a black wrestler. This is just a business decision based on dollars and cents and profits and losses. That's all they see is and I'm not saying R-Truth was a money loser, because he's not. I'm saying they're trying to save money by getting rid of an older talent.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
They need to start looking at their prices, because they're going to start, I think, suffering because of that. And they already had to change venues and stuff for this recent NXT thing, I think, and whatnot. So obviously at some point they're going to have to be like, all right, well, these exorbitant amount of prices that we're charging for these things isn't going to work. It doesn't matter how many wrestlers you let go, you're not going to be able to, you know, keep charging these prices.
I like this. Did you get John Cena's heel turn? Yes. What did it cost you? R-Truth's employment. Oof.
And that's another thing. I mean, this Triple H deserves plenty of criticism in his own right, because you've got Nick Khan on one end making these kind of decisions and jacking up prices, and he's been trying to do this for a while. He's been trying to push WWE past what it's worth, like the Money in the Bank, what was it, 2023 out here, when he tried to hold it in Allegiant Stadium where they just held WrestleMania. They couldn't even sell that out for WrestleMania, and he was trying to hold Money in the Bank out here. Like, dude, there ain't enough demand for that. And now they're charging these exorbitant prices, which, again, you're always going to have marks that are going to fucking pay $10,000 plus for these packages and stuff. But it's the rest of the seats who have to worry about, the people who just want to bring their kid to the show, their kid's begging them, and they jump online and look, and you're looking at, you know, $400 for the cheapest tickets for a normal show. I mean, for big shows, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, you're looking at $1,000 plus for these tickets.
Oh, it was like $2K for SummerSlam for like right back from the front row, like the section behind the front row, like that area. It's like, it was 2K. Yeah, it's like 2K. 20K? No, 2K, 2,000.
Because that's pretty cheap compared to what they were charging. It was fucking
2,000 for like the section behind where front row is. That's expensive. I've never had to pay that.
It is, but front row was 40,000. Like,
For what event, Draven? I'm sorry.
This was for SummerSlam. Just
It's
I don't know how
gotta
much
be
it was
more
for
than two.
The one in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
gotta be more than 2,000 for
Yeah.
the second row.
Yeah, dude,
It's
they're not
gotta
gonna
be more. And
Well,
see,
I'm not
that's
saying
another
like the
thing.
actual row, like the actual section. Like you have the first section that's like your front row, and then like whatever's behind
the
that.
floor.
Yeah,
the
you're
floor.
basically the floor
I
level,
see.
and then you have the
Okay.
section behind that. It was 2K,
The
and it's
lower
like what the
balcony.
hell?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like fans, it's me, Cardi B, I'll be at SummerSlam. Wrestling fans don't want that. Wrestling fans don't want Travis Scott. Like, they don't know what they're fucking doing. And again, the well's going to dry up because not only are they charging these exorbitant prices, but they've decided we're not going to do house shows. We're just going to post up in each town and run multiple events. And it's like, people can't afford one event, much less multiple. They're going to have some, it's going to start declining. The fucking law of whatever, declining returns.
Diminishing, the law of diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns. It's going to bite them in the ass hard. Like this, and especially they're doing this when the creative is pure shit. John Cena's heel turn has been pure shit. It's been like absolute garbage. And you have fans like, no, it's supposed to be like this. He's supposed to be ruining wrestling by being boring and mediocre and making people tune out and not participate in the product. That's not a good heel.
mm-hmm.
That's not what a good heel does, is making you want to turn off the product and not watch.
Yeah, so here's I pulled up the ticket prices.
I was going to say
I see what you mean now. The lower balcony. Sorry, Pete.
No, the same people who are saying this was a good heel run were also cheering for Cody at Mania 40 when he beat Roman for the title.
So this is for a seat right here. Section 2, row 8, seat 11. They want all but 5K. Well, it's going to be 5K with your.
Oh yeah, you're over 5,000 with.
Yeah, you're over 5,000, and then I think it was either there or over here that it was like. See, that's even more expensive. This is just about the same amount.
How much are those ringside ones?
5K. I don't know. They're all gone. This here, how much is this here? This is like 10K.
What's this? This 4,800?
Yeah, hold on. Let me put one ticket.
And think about last year's SummerSlam. What?
Yeah, 10.
It was Cody versus Solo, which Solo was all but a fucking jobber at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about during the last pay-per-view. Like, when was the last time he was on a pay-per-view? The Royal Rumble? Like, he's an afterthought, and they had him headlining SummerSlam last year. Yeah. And now they're doing fucking 2 nights in a row for SummerSlam, which is just insanity. I haven't seen a decent SummerSlam show in years. No, and you're making it 2 nights?
Yeah. They're taking double, like they're doubling.
It's like, what the fuck?
Wait, hang on. I
don't understand the
hide the comment.
Oh wait, no, they're these are like 1,000. In this section when I had it highlighted. Yeah, so this is like 2K all but here. Yeah. And that's like back from the thing and all that. Yeah, and this is like 1,500. Like 1,500 when you're on the section up. Like in the like it's like that. Who the fuck can afford that shit? Like,
and that was nosebleeds at WrestleMania. It's like this is unsustainable.
Yeah.
Bad creative, insane prices. This is not a sustainable business model, and they're going to drive this shit into the ground. And it sucks because, like I've told Pete,
the nosebleeds are like $900.
What's up, Sherry? It doesn't matter how frustrated I am with the current product or things I bitch about. Deep down, I love the wrestling industry with all of my heart. Like, I love this industry, and we're watching it die a slow death.
Dude, you know, and that it kills me too, because I was telling you guys what, like, you talk about, you know, last night, what did I do? I told you guys what I did. I was at training about 6:45, and I didn't get home till 11:30. You know, we ran all the younger guys through drills, and then everybody worked mock matches. I refereed, like I said, because I'd been through all the drills and, you know, given everything. I was good. I'm like, at that point, I'll just ref, you know, that way I can give them time cues and stuff like that. So we gave them all 6 to 8 minutes, told them put something together, tells a story, you know. But yeah, it was it's sad, because you see there's a ton of people, you know, on the indie level right now that truly love the business, and that there's some of these young guys, and I've told you about a few of them, that are just so talented and they can do all the athletic flippy shit. And one of the other trainers last night, one of the vets, and he was talking to him, and he says, when the fuck in a bar fight are you going to see somebody do a flip? He goes, tell me how that makes fucking sense in a fight to do a flip. And they all just sat there, and he's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense for them to do a fucking flip. So instead of doing a flip, throw a big fucking punch, because the crowd is going to react to that just as much, if not more, is you doing that flip, because that flip doesn't make any fucking sense.
Half the roster can't even throw a decent looking punch, which is like fundamental. That's something you should be learning at the beginning of your training.
By the time you get to that level, you should be throwing soup bones. You should be throwing fucking soup bones, you know. And that's, we're trying to get, you know, it's like you can still work that style and do those things. We're not trying to tell you don't fucking do that, you know, being those old timers, keeping them off, you know, keeping them grounded. No.
There's a time and a place for it.
That's it. You can fly, but make sure it's advancing the story you're telling in the ring when you do that shit. Because if you do it once a match, the crowd will fucking go ape shit for it. But if you do it 3, 4, 5 times, it's going to lose its magic. You know, it's like getting a blowjob. You get 5, 6 blowjobs a day, you're going to get tired of it. You will. It might sound like you won't, but you will. You will. You'll be like, Jesus fucking Christ, I just want to play video games. You know?
Yeah, and that's when you have her do it while you're playing video games.
Okay. In reality, no. In reality. But no, you know what I mean? Too much of a good thing.
Yes.
So it's like, make it make sense for the fucking story. And then, yeah, you do it. And that's, we're trying to like get that. It's psychology. It's teaching them that you're not going out there and wrestling a video game match. That's fucking, that's on, you have a controller in your hand. That's when you do that. When we're in here, we tell a fucking story. Because without
I've put on some pretty damn good video game matches in the video game compared to what we see on TV. What we see on TV, like.
But that's the problem, is they're being allowed to go out there and do this shit just for the sake of it. When if you see on a random Wednesday night fucking 5 ladders, a staple gun, a flamethrower, and on Monday night they got more furniture, Friday night they got fucking furniture, it loses it. There's no build, there's no fucking payoff to anything. It's just random shit being thrown in there for social media clicks, which that's the thing that hurts me the most about the modern state of wrestling, is they're doing it for social media clicks and engagement. It's like, fucking hell, dude.
Because they're judging that bit. That's the new audience, basically. They're judging that, and they're like, all right, well, if it's going to get this, then it must be doing what we want it to do. And it doesn't always translate into the television product.
No, it doesn't.
Now, what they should be doing is that the stuff that's kind of like blurring the lines between reality and the business, where it's like the carrying cross stuff, like that kind of shit. Like, that's what they should be using social media for. They should be using it for that kind of thing, where it's like, are they really shooting, or is it like, is this a work? You know, like, you should be questioning if this is real or not, kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to go back to that, but the problem is, I don't need full on like, hey, kayfabe. I just want them to give us now, and I say us, including myself, as this because when I watch the product, I have to differentiate. I'm either going to just turn my brain off and watch it as a fan, or I'm going to sit there and I'm going to pick every little fucking thing apart and watch it like a worker, which is unfortunately what I do 90% of the time when I'm watching something new. If I'm watching old stuff and I'm looking for certain things, then yeah, I will watch it like a worker. But when I watch the old stuff, like I'll try to watch stuff twice so I can do it both ways. You know what I mean? Because some of the old stuff, it's like, man, I just want to just watch it and enjoy it and not dissect it, but you can't help it, you know? I don't know. I see so many issues with the modern product, and the solutions are.
I wish you would just bring kayfabe back and like the scrums. Like if you're gonna have them, they should every person other than Triple H should be in fucking character. Because Triple H is like, you know, he's like the spokesperson. Like he can break the fourth wall and do all that shit if he wants. But all the wrestlers, they should be completely in character. And they should be answering their questions as that character, not as fucking, you know, Joe Schmo. Like I want them to answer them as their character would answer it. Plus, it gives them more practice on promos and shit like that, and just character work for them to do that. So,
yeah. We have
not like we have now where we have like a quarter of them doing it in character and then the rest of them are just fucking being themselves. It's like stupid. Like either all or none. You know.
Yeah, I want like the old when they would do an interview like Undertaker, he would do it in character. You know, Dutch David Schultz smacked the fuck out of it. Was it John Stossel for saying fake? I do. I like that. I consider like when somebody like I take that shit personally. When somebody says, "Oh, you do that fake wrestling," immediately I fucking go on the defensive. I do.
Well, Stossel's attacking their livelihood doing that.
Yeah. And this is it. I don't feign being some fucking tough guy. I can handle my shit, but I'm not fucking the baddest motherfucker walking the planet. I'm not. But if you try to belittle what I do and say it's fake, yeah, dude, we're not trying to kill each other. We're fucking basically telling a story. But what I put, and I say this, what I put my body through would make most people in their fucking 20s cry. And I'm 45 fucking years old. And I go out there and I'm in the ring 10 hours a week some weeks. That's if I don't have a show, you know? And that doesn't seem like a lot, but considering the impact what I do has on your body, that's a fucking lot of time.
Yeah, go through a 10-hour car accident.
Basically the equivalent of it, yes. You know, like I was explaining to you guys how I like throw my drop kick because I still have that hesitation to where I can't. Now I can just, do a big, go up in the air and do a big bump, but it's something about throwing the kick like the shotgun drop kick or like the Claymore that I have to stop and then post and then jump into it as opposed to just running. And I need to just run and throw myself through it. And it's all psychological. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cause your body's not meant to like fall like that. You know, that's why why you go through the drills to do bumps like nonstop to try to like trick your psychology into thinking that this is the right way to do it.
You got to become acclimated to it.
And that's the beauty of where I work is I've never been like told you have to do this move. You have to do, you know what I mean? It's always been like, okay, so what's your style? Okay, so you find your style. You go through the basic training, learn how to do the things. And then it's like, adding things in along the way, and that's like me throwing drop kicks. It's like, I never threw drop kicks until 4 months ago, never. I threw one the first 9 years of my career. I threw one. and it was just called on the fly. Now I'm like, fuck it, we'll just do this shit, you know. So it's just psychology and adding the things in. And I got my new gear today. I sent Tony a picture of it. I got the new red gimmick.
Nice.
Yeah.
The one that doesn't match.
Yep.
50 Shades of Red.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's not going to matter because the bandanas are going to tie everything together. Because I'm going to do a red one over my face and then one over my head, and then I'm going to have the lokes on when I come out with that shit on.
Yeah, it looks good.
I'm going to get a different vest. I'm going to get a actual, because that's like a rust brown, a reddish rust color. So I'm going to get an actual red vest. I'm going to sell that one, and get a red one.
It's going to end up being salmon.
I fucking hate you. It might. Like I'm gonna get a third fucking gimmick. I could get an all salmon gimmick.
Oh Jesus.
I'll just do trunks. I'll do trunks and a vest.
Oh jeez. You in trunks? In a vest?
There's too much
Chris's
opportunity.
Sister pops around the corner, judging you menacingly.
You needed to work at your profits in the red gimmick. That's what I could do with my all red one, Godzillionaire. Instead, it's gonna look like a Cholo gangbanger. I'm gonna order a pair of all black boots. I'm not gonna get like red ones. I was gonna do like black and red, and I have the black and white. I'm just gonna do an all black pair. That way they'll go with anything. Like I can wear my black and whites with it with the red, but I'll want all black ones for that. You know what I mean? So I'm going to order a pair. What's up, Trenin? Hey, brother. This motherfucker was like, hey, you better be at practice Saturday. I'm like, all right, bet. I'll be at practice. So I was at practice. I think Trenin was at practice. And he would have had... That's such a bitch, too. I'm so upset. He would have had to eat all my fucking offense last night. He would have had to take all my shit during heat drills, and I wouldn't have had to bump for him once. Oh, he's lucky he missed it. Damn it, Trenin. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. Leave me alone. Motherfucker, hell no. Now I'm kicking you in the dick. Look, he's over here doing this. He's like, God damn you, Pete. God damn you. He's giving me the corny. Back to some more news. We have Lucky, I miss what you're doing. Absolutely, Lucky. I miss you. That's right. That's absolutely correct, sir. Mariah May is going to be headed to WWE. It's all but confirmed at this point. I mean, is she going to pull a swerve and go to TNA? No, she's not going to go back to Japan.
No,
she's going to go to WWE.
That's where I think she was planning on going before she went to AEW anyway. So,
go ahead, Tony.
No, I don't mean to be black-pilled on everything, but it's like it's hard to be excited about anything right now because the creative is so bad, and not just WWE, but the wrestling industry as a whole. Like, with the exclusion of TNA, because I haven't watched TNA to find out, but it does look like TNA has been like on top of their game lately compared to where they've been in the past. But it's like it's hard to get excited about it when so much talent gets wasted away. The stories we're being told aren't proper stories. We're not getting proper build-up and arcs and payoffs. And so it's like, Mariah May, I mean, it's a big deal. The other day, Draven and I were talking about it on X. The top trend in the world was Taylor Swift because she's, releasing all of her old music now that she re-recorded it since the Soros owns her old stuff. And right under that, number 2, the second trend in the world was Mariah May. I mean, that's a big deal. An AEW wrestler being the same, not during the show, nothing like that, just middle of the day. What was it? Maybe a Thursday or Friday, Mariah May was the number 2 trend. Beautiful woman, talent. She's the one that had that match with Tony Storm a few months ago, right? That was like blew the roof off the place. And
yeah,
you know, so it's like, yeah, I'm excited to see her take that next step in her career, but it's like, man, they really, really need to start working on their creative in WWE for all the reasons already stated earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it'd be neat to see her go against Julia again, because her and those two went at it in Stardom.
Here's my big problem with Mariah May. All right, and I'm gonna she's absolutely fucking striking. She's beautiful. She's a talented wrestler. I think she's gonna get lost in the shuffle. I see her coming in hot for about 3-4 weeks, and I see them leaving her in NXT a little bit too long, and there being zero momentum on the main roster unless creative snaps out of it. I don't see anything unique about Mariah May that I haven't seen from any other blonde-haired wrestler outside of, female, outside of, her and Tony Storm worked great together, but they had a lot of experience together. Will she adapt to the style? Will her gimmick, be able to, what are they going to, what kind of goofy ass fucking name are they going to give her? I don't, there's so many variables. And yeah, like Tony said, it is hard to get.
I would assume she'll have her normal name.
If she can use it.
Because Ethan Page has his name.
Okay, well, I mean, if they let her use it, good.
Yeah.
Brand recognition.
I know what you're saying, because I want to say, like, I just imagine, if done right, the type of feud that Mariah May could have with Chelsea Green. But I mean, they could have that feud right now with Tiffy Stratton and Chelsea Green.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not sold on Tiffy.
Don't look up Chelsea Green. Don't look up
Tiffy Zadar. Tiffy Zadar.
She's Tiff. Look, man, I don't care. Jokes aside, she's the real deal. She is. She's the real deal. That girl has a bright fucking future ahead of her. Yeah, she'll be a mainstay if she stays healthy.
We'll see what happens once she loses the title.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. And
before that, it was just kind of meh to me.
She's all
even now. It's just kind of meh.
Her matches have always been good. Like, she had some really good. I watched some of her NXT stuff. That's like the only shit I watch is like the chicks in NXT, because it's really the only thing that's ever worth a.
They're the only ones that really have gimmicks.
Yeah,
I would take Tiffy Stratton over Lyra Velcro. Quite a few other girls on the roster.
Zelina Vega.
Lyra Valkyria. It's like, it's like Lyra Valkyria seems like an absolute sweetheart. Like, I guarantee the people in her personal life absolutely love her. She looks like a kind person, but as far as professional wrestler, I mean, again, she comes out on Monday and it's like she's cutting the first promo of her career, except you're in the big leagues. You're in the top wrestling company in the world, which is only getting bigger as they buy up these smaller, promotions now, like AAA. Like, that's something much like throwing a punch someone should have down before even signing a contract with WWE, or at least, before transitioning to the main roster from NXT. So point is, Tiffy Stratton, I would at least take her over Lyra Valkyria, because Lyra has a lot of work to do. It's like she's still an amateur in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, and look at her. Her fiance has the pride colors on. And he's a worker.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in the audience a couple weeks ago.
Becky
he's a wrestler too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Becky made fun her creepy little fiance or weird looking.
Because he met her outside of NXT, when she first started. I thought he was just a regular person.
He looks like one. He doesn't look like a worker. No, he wants to free Palpatine.
Yes.
My sketchbook. What's up, brother? He says Lyra equals female Ricochet. Except Ricochet actually has some skill when it comes to that stuff. You know, Lyra, yeah, she's more gymnastics than anything. She is, but she's not as.
Yeah.
What?
At least Ricochet now is like kind of coming into his own as far as like sort of personality, like because
his heel work.
Yeah, he's doing good heel work right now.
I'm just saying, when you have Logan Paul saying, I'm bored. Hey, let's check out wrestling. And he walks in and is more talented than 95% of the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, the Paul brothers are very talented, but it's also effort. It's will. It's the demand to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this nicer, kinder, softer WWE where everybody's welcome and you don't have to, like, you should be fighting your ass off to stand out from everyone else. And a lot of the roster just isn't there anymore. You know, I'm sorry. I never watched much NXT, but I see people like Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Like, what are we doing? Like, Tommaso Ciampa, he's like fucking 63 years old.
He looks better without the beard.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
I think he does. He looks better.
He should have never been signed in the first place. He's not top elite in the world. He's okay. Just, I don't know. It's like, again, it says a lot when you have an outsider coming in and basically wrestling part-time and he's outshining most of the roster. It's bad.
For the record,
bad. Yeah.
For the record, Tommaso Ciampa's 40. He's 5 years younger than me, which is funny considering like most of their top guys right now are all in that 38 to 43, 44 range.
Well, not just top guys, they're bringing people like Bronson Reed. He's almost fucking 40.
Yep.
You know, like a lot of these people, it's like there's a reason they weren't signed 15 years ago.
Well, you'd like
and it's like this is the best the industry has to offer these days.
Well, that's what I was gonna say too, is look at the talent pool you have to draw from overall. You know what I mean? I mean, there's guys on the indies now. Like we've got a guy coming in for the second month in a row. And the second I laid eyes on him when he walked in, I was like, how is this fucking guy not? He looks like a younger Shane Douglas. Like, I mean, and this is no, I mean, like physique, hair, like face, like the guy's in phenomenal shape. I mean, he's probably, I'd say maybe 235 to 240, you know, blonde, trunks, good look, really good look to him.
How big is his penis?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that. I haven't gotten that close to him to ask yet. We'll wait till later for that.
God damn it. But yeah, you're saying like you got all these guys now,
but yeah. And then you got Surge, who, you know, this guy, he's had tryouts with the Fed, and it's like, this is a guy that belongs on TV. These are guys I'm seeing just in our company that you know, Anthony Toatelli's another one, the Flowing Samoan. I mean, he's fucking like, he's like maybe an inch or so shorter than me. He's like 220. Guy looks like he's never seen a carb in his life. I mean, fantastic look, fantastic TV ready work. You know what I mean? The talent is there. And these are guys that aren't relying on doing all kinds of flips. These are wrestlers. You know, Toatelli and Surge are in OVW. You know, Surge is one of the OVD. He's like the northern heavyweight champion right now, which is a big deal. So there's that talent is there. but they're bringing in the wrong people. And these are younger guys, too. I don't know how old Brandon Day is, but Surge and Toatelli are young.
And to that point, my sketchbook mentions they leave them in NXT too long, and they're scared to push them because they can overshadow the business and the writing. Look at Julia. Look at Stephanie Vakir. Look at Jordan Grace, which all three recently made it up to the main roster. But it's like, and this is in a way, it's a good thing as long as they have the creative to back them up and don't let them just flounder and have meaningless storylines and matches. But yeah, you have someone like Jordan Grace, Stephanie Vakir. I mean,
well, Jordan's still in NXT.
Coming up, she just got moved to SmackDown.
Oh, okay.
They're coming up into the main roster and have their shit together and are more talented than most of the current main roster. You do have people like Chelsea Green. You know, I know people are tired of her, but Charlotte, Natalia's getting pretty old, but I mean, she's good in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, she's not. Yeah. But yeah, these people overshadow a lot of, you know, Liv Morgan, but I mean, these new talents just coming up, it's almost like they're more veteran. I mean, again, Lyra Valkyria. You have someone like Stephanie Vakir, she blows her away in every aspect. You know, you have these people coming up from the minor leagues who are more so veterans than the people that have been on the main roster for years.
Yep. Hell, you better than the people they have in their developmental.
Yeah. Yeah, I
she can speak bad English to me any fucking day.
Right?
While she's making some rice and beans for me in her like underwear.
Isn't she from Chile?
Yeah, she is.
Isn't that where Pedro Pascal's from too? Isn't he Chile? Is it Chilean?
That's where Gus Fring is from.
The Chicken King, Gus Fring from El Pollo Loco.
Los Pollos Hermanos.
Los Pollos Hermanos. I couldn't remember the name of it. I haven't seen that far into the show.
But Cena talked in his promo about how Jay and them are just wannabes, and that's like that speaks to like most of the roster, like that are newer, like they're just wannabe wrestlers. They're not actually like, you know what I mean? They do everything to emulate wrestlers that came before them instead of trying to be their own thing.
She speaks better English than Io Sky.
Yep, that doesn't take much at all. You throw it. Never mind. Tuning fork down the stairs.
Raving champion.
Yeah. You like a match? Looks like she's jerking off multiple people. Like that's what she's doing. She's jerking us. She's like, I want all the dicks, all of them, all the dicks. Oh, me. Look at me. I want all the dicks.
The worst part is Io Sky's from New Jersey. It's disgusting. No, I don't know.
I was like, no, she isn't. No, she isn't. She's from fucking Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just I hate, like you said, Tony, I hate being black-pilled about it because it's like there is potential, but at the same time, you have these self-made speed bumps that they hit, you know, and it's you can book. They make it seem like booking, but you're only booking, like you have to book 2 shows, like Raw and SmackDown. Like Triple H doesn't have to worry about NXT. He shouldn't be worried about NXT. And this is the bad thing about them taking on AAA is all they're going to do is rebrand that and turn it into fucking WWE, you know, Mexico. And I feel bad for the AAA people.
Live.
Yeah. Yeah. That failed fucking
They have
experiment.
a card for that what is it, Worlds Collide thing.
Yeah, pull that up.
There's part of that is out, I believe.
Pull that
And
up.
it's not that we're just being black-pilled because, like, we keep saying it's the same thing with AEW. As much as I'm bitching about some of the people on the roster, they do have all the ingredients to make it. They have everything they need to put on great, compelling television, but they can't put the puzzle pieces together in the correct order, and they're rushing things. And it just doesn't come together well. Like, even the Seth Rollins stable, Seth Rollins should be champion at this point, but they can't because they literally just booked Jey Uso to win the fucking title, and they're going to make him look like even more of a fool if they take it off of him. But if you want Seth's stable to have any credibility, and I'm no Seth fan, but he should have the title right now. They shouldn't be getting outnumbered every time they go out to kick someone's ass. Every time they go to kick someone's ass, here comes CM Punk, here comes Jey Uso, here comes Sami Zayn, here comes this guy. And it's like, they're no threat at all. They built them up as such a threat that first night. You've got Braun Breaker spearing fucking Roman Reigns and beating his ass, and then the next week he's struggling against Sami Zayn. Like, you know, give me something to sink my teeth into here. Give me something to believe in here. And unfortunately, like you're talking about, they only have Raw and SmackDown to really book for it, and they're not booking to tell compelling television or put on the best show. They're booking like, okay, let's get the money from this town. Let's get through this show, and then we'll move on to the next. Let's just get through this week. That's how they're booking.
Okay. Yeah, and they don't have as many house shows to worry about anymore. And even if you are doing house shows, that's where you're putting your matches, like your John Cena versus R-Truth. They would have been working a house show program, you know?
Yeah, and
shit
that's
like
how
that.
you see what gets over.
That's exactly it. Your house shows beta test the material so you can bring it to television. Your guys get comfortable working fucking 4 or 5 nights a week on the road for, you know, in front of 6,000 people at the Paducah fucking Civic Center. I don't know if Paducah, Kentucky has the Civic Center to seat 6,000 people, but I don't imagine they do. But you get what I'm saying. These smaller venues that you're packing anywhere from, like, you know, 4 to fucking 10,000 people in for a fucking house show. Yeah, you're going to give them fucking, you should be giving them, Cody Rhodes versus, you know, Kevin Owens every night. So you can see, okay, so we get the matches. We worked it this way. So take this from Tuesday, this from Monday, you know, this from this night or whatever, what have you. And we'll do that on Friday. All right, cool. We've got our match put together then.
Yeah, but they're not. And like the match quality is going down because of it. I mean, it just look no further than if you're a Patreon member. We watched John Cena versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. And it was a serviceable match.
Yeah.
But then a few weeks later, they had a rematch on Raw. But you know, in that time, and I'm all for not running the wrestlers into the ground. I get cutting some house shows back, but you should still be at least a couple times a week running house shows. But a couple weeks later, Cena and Michaels had a rematch on Raw, and it was way better than their WrestleMania match because you know they were working house shows together for the 2-3 weeks leading up to that rematch. They got to know each other better. They found their groove. They found a chemistry. And that Raw match was an amazing match. It was really good. Like, anyone who says John Cena can't wrestle, I mean, go watch, and it's on YouTube. Go watch Cena versus Michaels from Raw, April 2007. It's a great match. But it's because they had the chance to wrestle each other multiple times off TV and get to know each other. And again, find out what works. Okay, we got a big pop for doing this in this town, and this worked here. Let's put that together.
Yeah,
imagine a stand-up comic. Imagine a stand-up comic just coming out and testing their jokes on their big HBO special.
Yeah,
Mm.
that ain't gonna work for me, brother.
Nope.
No, and that's it, man. And I can attest to that because, like, when I came back, the match I worked with Vince and Crow, we practiced that match for a fucking month. Like, normally you don't get an opportunity to do that, but we wanted to have our shit, even for a dark show, looking fucking good. And I appreciated that because that was my first match in 7 fucking years.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm working with 2 fucking young high flyers. So it's like, fuck, you know, so we tailored the match around my fucking style, which worked, you know, and it made my work as a heel more meaningful. It gave them their fucking chance to shine, which is what I wanted to do. You know, they're the fucking 2 young guys in the match. Give them their fucking shine, you know, get mine when the time is right. And I didn't have to do too much. You know, I took a spine buster fucking like crowbar combo. It was, you know, I fucking racked my head in practice a couple times practicing the move, but by the time showtime came, I had that shit down. You know, and that was the beauty of being able to do that. This is to Tony's point. Repetition breeds success.
Yep.
In anything, it breeds success, and that's going to bring you that's a net positive outcome. And yeah, I'm as a worker, dude. Yeah, I couldn't do this fucking 4 or 5 nights a week at my age. Like, holy fuck, I would be on so much gas and fucking and painkillers, it would be ridiculous. Like, I'd probably be dead in 5 years.
Yeah, on the flip side, because they're doing more matches, the chances of injury is higher too, though.
But again, tailor your style to what was within your fucking wheelhouse, and don't try to go above and beyond unless the need for something like that. Like, you should only be fucking going outside the ring and doing big stupid spot, or even like brawling and bleeding or whatever, and using furniture in like blood feuds. Like, that's not just a Monday night match. It's, you know, Tozawa versus, I don't know, fucking say Grayson Waller, you know, and these are just 2 random names, but they're not going to go, and it's a good example because they're not going to go outside the ring, and, you know, Waller's not going to put fucking Tozawa through a table and then get up on the balcony and jump on him and put him in a chair and run around the ring and do a fucking cannonball into the chair and then go in the ring and put him through a table off the fucking top rope. It's not going to happen because it's a random fucking match. So why on God's green earth, if you're starting a feud, are you doing fucking insane shit like this? Why? And this is on the indie level too, especially the indie level. Why would you plan 15 high spots for one fucking match when there's no build to it? Work this match, tell a story, introduce the crowd to why you're fucking pissed off at this other person. If you do that right, you can do that in less than a minute without even cutting a promo. And then based on the crowd reaction, that's when the promoter be like, okay, we got something here. Let's build to this, you know? So and this is the problem now, is we don't have on the main level in WWE, and AEW is another story altogether because it's atrocious. It's it's dog shit booking, but you don't have bookers. You have writers now. You don't have a booking committee. You don't have wrestling people making these decisions by and large. You know, you've got Hollywood writers. You know, that's to the detriment of the sport. Look, we did promos and vignettes and programs and angles for fucking years and years and years and years and years and years without Hollywood writers being involved, and got shit over and drew houses and made money. And I'm saying this is the business as a whole, you know, for anybody involved in the business. So why on God's green earth do you need these fucking morons who don't know a wrist lock from a wrist watch to fucking tell me why I should be fucking invested in these 2 guys in tights play fighting? I don't need some fucking pencil neck fucking geek to tell me that. I could give one of these guys a microphone in 30 seconds and I should be able to know Why? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I love wrestling. I don't want fucking, oh my God, this is cinema. Like, you know, the flashy presentation of Netflix now, that glow has worn off. It's like,
Yeah.
go ahead. I'll stop monologuing.
No, I was just gonna say these low T beta cock British YouTubers are good. Good. Vince McMahon has no business. Everything is so much better now. Are the same ones crying over our truth on their channels right fucking now. Like, well, you reap what you sow. Wrestling needs visionaries. And I know shit's fucked up in Britain, but here in the United States, you're innocent until proven guilty. And these people go out like in What Culture's comment thread the other day, people are like, well, Vince has been proven to been this and proven to been that. And I'm like, no, he's been accused of these things, not proven. They're like,
Yep.
well, why are you defending him? It's like, I'm not. I'm defending the law.
Mm-hmm.
There's no room for assuming, for generalizing and shit when it comes to the law. He's been accused of these things. Now you need to prove it. But the point is, this is what you wanted. Everything that actually worked before and was entertaining, you called disgusting. So here we are. This is what you wanted. And this is what's going to happen now. You had someone who loved the business, who cared for the business. No one else in the world has ever been able to do what Vince McMahon did. And yeah, he was slipping in his later ages. But you produce live TV multiple times a week for decades and tell me you're not going to have some lows. But he also had some highs that you're not even willing to recognize now. And you think some soulless conglomerate coming in and upping the ticket prices 300% is somehow better? There are no visionaries. Tony Khan can't get past his own fucking daddy issues to bring in someone who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H, he's a lunkhead. He's never been a creative guy. He has no business being at the head of that table. He doesn't know what he's fucking doing. But do you think Ari Emanuel knows that? Do you think Nick Khan knows that? Nick Khan doesn't know the fucking business.
No.
And this is what you get. You're going to start realizing why Vince did things a certain way, because all these mistakes they're making, Vince learned a long time ago. You know, it's sad. It's, again, I'm not bitching because I hate the business. I'm bitching because I love the fucking business. And I know it could be better. And it should be better. But instead, we're going to watch it bleed out.
Yeah. Dude, and that's the problem with the modern wrestling audience right there, is you've forsaken the modern the wrestling audience for this new crop of fans who want to see the things from the Attitude Era. They want those highs. They want that measure of success. But if you even hint at a storyline with a modicum of anything offensive to their delicate sensibilities, they'll immediately call for the people involved to be fired or canceled, or they'll shriek on Twitter with their stupid fucking hashtags and their stupid fucking mindless complaints that no person with any amount of firing synapses would even consider offensive if they weren't raised in a fucking a goddamn room full of bubble wrap around their feelings. And I laugh at that, especially going back to Carlito, who they said is going to let his contract run out, when he said, I got to learn Chinese in front of Io Sky, and I believe it was Kyrie saying, you know, everybody, he's racist. Are you fucking kidding me? You think you could, and I know I sound like the old man yelling at the clouds, but it's been said, but it needs to be said again. You think you could handle the storylines from the Attitude Era? You know, chopping Val Venus's dick off. These fucking sisters of porn, Ryan Shamrock, you know, Ken Shamrock's sister's a porn star, and she's being fucking traded off. The Jeff Jarrett hitting women with guitars. I mean, Mark Henry, even, you know, Mark Henry, Mae Young, the Dudleys putting chicks through tables. The shit they did, you know, I just put this on my story on Facebook. Bret Hart calling Triple H and Shawn Michaels in China all homos. And he says, I don't know who you fucking, what do you say, deep-throated to get in the top spot of the last couple of pay-per-views. If any of the guys on the roster said anything like that now, people would lose their fucking minds.
Yep.
That's because back then, anybody at that level was a fucking man's man. You had, look at the guys that, and just not their size, but really look into who they were. A lot of them were legitimate. You would not want to fuck with these guys.
They cry that JBL was a bully. Yeah, they were all fucking bullies. This is an outlaws thing. This is a sport. These are carnies. And it's become this all-inclusive, everybody's welcome. Anybody can wrestle, and come on in, everybody. It's a fucking big liberal fucking orgy. Like, it's lame, dude. That's why wrestling is dying. People want outlaws. People want rude. It's a tough business. Again, we went from fucking stabbing people in the locker room with scissors to accidentally brushing someone's sweatpants, and it becomes a nationwide scandal.
Yeah.
Like, it's gross. And that, you know, women invading male spaces, quite frankly.
You know, and I don't have a problem with women's wrestling. I have a problem with feminizing the sport. I have a problem with feminizing the sport.
And they should fucking have, if they want to do women's wrestling, they should have their own female league. But the reason they don't is because we all fucking know it wouldn't make any money. It wouldn't draw at all. Well, it's just like women's basketball and women's everything else. Because people want to see, even if it's predetermined, they want to see the simulation of two strong men getting in the ring and seeing who the best of the best is. Who's going to come out on top. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, people aren't interested in seeing women do that. You want a fucking women's sport, go play volleyball. I'll watch women's volleyball all fucking day. I'll go watch women's tennis all fucking day.
They have Stardom. That's an all women's promotion.
Yeah,
that's where a lot of the chicks that they got right now, like not Stephanie McKeer, but Julia and
that's Mariah in Japan.
May, nobody, a bunch of other people. They're all
nobody outside of like hardcore wrestling fans cares about Stardom though.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't. They don't. You and I are aware of its existence because we're fucking.
Well, when AEW introduces a new wrestler, you got to do some research and figure out where the fuck these people came from and who they are, because they don't bother. They don't. To do it.
They're not homegrown talent. Mm-hmm. They're not homegrown talent. No, I disagree with part of that, Tony, because I don't mind women's wrestling. Mm-hmm. I don't. Dude, look, I'm a guy. Number one, I enjoy the aesthetics of it. That's just a foregone.
There's times where they wrestle better than the men.
But I do like seeing, hey, you know, it's cool to see, especially when it's unexpected. I mean, I look at a woman like Rhea Ripley, I'm gonna be like, okay, she's either a fighter or some, you know what I mean? She's gonna know what she's doing a little bit. You know, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill can be deceiving, but you know, she's better.
She's improving.
But it could not. No, if they ran like more. Okay, Evolution is a one-off. Yeah, people are going to see that because it's a spectacle.
Yeah.
It is not something that you're going to see every single week. And that's the problem with what they're trying to do with women's wrestling is they're trying to do a 50-50 split. Okay. They already, you know how they love their 50-50 booking, and they're taking that into how they put the card together now in scheduling equal men's and women's time. And it's like, this isn't going to have the result you think it's going to have. And I say this as somebody who enjoys it. I don't mind it. But then again, there's those matches where we watch them and it's like, Jesus Christ, this is terrible. This is a bathroom break match. It looked like, I'm sorry.
Anything with Mercedes Moné.
Anything. I don't give a fuck if I'm watching SmackDown and they're like, it's Mishin and B-Fab versus fucking, I don't know, fucking Piper Niven and Alba Fire and Alba Fire. And Alba Fire, I don't fucking care. I'm not watching it. If it was Chelsea Green versus, somebody, I'll watch it. But
she has a face mask and shit on right now because what's her name broke her nose.
Yeah. Zelina Vega. That's another one, Zelina Vega. Nobody gives a fuck about Zelina Vega.
I like Zelina Vega. You shush your mouth.
She's worthless.
I like her.
She's hot, but she's worthless, dude. There's no intrinsic value to Zelina Vega. She's not maybe if they would actually drawing a dime with that.
Maybe if they would have actually pushed her when she was like on fire after she won the women's queen first. She's the first women's queen of the ring. Maybe it was when they would have capitalized then and given her the push that she needed instead of waiting so long to fucking do anything with her.
You know why I don't like her? She reminds me of a miniature Mercedes Moné. That's why. She looks like Mini Moné.
She is way more talented than Mercedes.
I don't know. I think they're both equally terrible. I think they're both equally fucking terrible. I think they're both equally terrible.
I'm gonna just change the subject. This is the card for.
They're both equally. Here you are, equally worthless.
So we got Chad Gable versus El Hijo del Vikingo, which it's going to be hard to top that Kenny Omega and him's match in AEW.
I think Gable will try, but I don't think he can pull that off.
No. So it'll be a good match, but I don't think it'll be as good as that.
I think it would be funny if El Grande Americano showed up for that.
Oh, dude, and it's not Gable?
Yeah.
See, I told you guys it wasn't me. And that's for the AAA Mega Championship. Then we have Ethan Page, who won the NXT North American Championship back. He's in a fatal four-way with Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and Laredo Kid. No idea. I hope they at least explain who the fuck these people are. Then we have a triple threat, or not a triple threat, trios match, which is a Phantasma versus Hero Del Jr.
That's El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yeah.
Dr. Wagner was a very famous wrestler in Mexico. I do know.
Really?
That. Yeah. Yeah.
Then there's Pagano and then Psycho Clown. Okay.
I know El Gato no es bueno, but I don't know. Other than Wagner, I knew Wagner's. I've seen the dad's work.
And then it'll be Stephanie Vakir teaming up with Lola Vice, which will be a cake fest, versus Dailies or Dallies. I don't know. And then Chick Tormenta.
I don't know.
No idea.
Either of them are.
I don't either. And that's pretty much what they have. I would assume that's it.
So that's and they have, don't they have, what is it, NXT that same day too?
No, they have this, and then they have Money in the Bank after it.
Oh, Money in the Bank's after that.
Yes.
Okay. Do they have the fucking Money in the? I know they don't have all the Money in the Bank qualifiers yet.
They don't yet because they still have the one for Raw.
Last matches on Raw. Yeah.
It's Dr. Wagner is from El Santos era. Draven, you pleb.
From the when era?
From the El Santos era.
I have no idea what that means. We should have my sketchbook. He can be our reporter on location in Mexico.
Keely Chow say, see sketch. He look at how racist Draven is. He thinks just because you're Mexican, you're in Mexico. That's why the stream's getting downvoted because of Draven.
Probably.
You should show him the AngelousDraven for talking stereotypes.
Oh my god.
Are we streaming that? Are you gonna stream that?
What? When is that?
7th, I think. June 7th, next weekend.
I don't know. I have a golf outing Friday, so we'll see what's going on. I'm not going to wrestling next weekend because I have a show the following, so I want to take the Saturday off. But yeah, I don't know. We might. I'm not watching the fucking AAA show. I don't fucking.
Draven's Undead. What is even that? Yeah.
Money in the Bank. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Are we gonna stream that?
Wait.
I don't expect us to stream.
No, I'm not. AAA. No. Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Seth Rollins versus Penta versus Andrade versus OK versus 1. All right. So then we got women's Julia versus Roxanne versus Rhea versus Alexa versus Naomi versus Bianca Belair, bro. It'll be Bianca.
Well, it's Vakir. I forget who the other two people that she's going against. That's for the qualifiers for on Monday.
Is that on what? Raw?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me look up the Raw card for tomorrow.
Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vakir, and someone.
I'm pretty sure Stephanie Vakir is gonna go over in that. But I will say her and Liv in the ring together that's quite the sight.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who the men. I forget who the men's one is. I think it's Seth. Isn't it Seth, or did they already do that one for the men?
It's Seth already.
Oh yeah. So
wait.
CM Punk, AJ Styles, and fucking someone.
Dallas is Brazilian Nicole Bass, right up your alley. Oh my fucking god! I'm looking her up right now. Let's see. Hang on.
Yeah, why don't they have their full name? Dals La Carbonara or whatever. I don't know I don't know how to say it.
I don't know if I can get by the face.
Yeah, her face is pretty busted.
Yeah. I don't know if I can get by the face on this one. I can't do it. This is me saying this. I can't.
Here's this one though. Did you see this photo? She's pretty muscular.
Oh, I know. She's got a really nice body. Let's see. It's the face, bro. We've seen her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a killer fucking body, but just the face is kind of just, yeah.
It's like with those wrestlers, with the Spanish wrestlers, it's like they're either really, really hot or they're just hideous. There's no in between.
Yeah, see? That's what the Sabritas bags are for. Yeah, she should be wearing a mask. Keely's feeding the ducks anyway. He gives zero fucks. Keely does not care. He has no morals. He has no code of ethics. He'll feed the ducks anywhere, not anywhere, in the appropriate location.
What was the other one's name?
Chick Tormenta, CHIK Tormenta. I'm not going to spell Tormenta. If you can't spell that, I'm going to fucking kill you. Oh, Jesus. I probably just got kicked off Twitch for that.
Oh, she's a big girl. thing.
Oh, is she a Piper Niven big girl? Is that what we're saying here?
She's still kind of big.
Like, is she Nia Jax big? I feel like you're underselling this.
This is her without a mask, it looks like.
Is Sexy Star? Is she? I don't know. She was she had a nice body.
I don't
anyway.
think she is. She's the one on the far right.
Nah,
she has a nice face, but her body's not great.
She kind of looks like the chick that killed Selena.
Oh, they were on Battlegrounds because there's what's her name, Ava, which is the Rock's daughter.
Yeah.
But she's like the Rock's daughter's over there. She's just the GM. She doesn't do anything. It's like, what the fuck's the point of that?
Chunk Tormenta. Oh shit! No, I don't know. Hang on, let me look and see if Sexy Star's wrestling anywhere. I don't know. I don't think she is.
She's under something else now. I don't think she's under Sexy Star.
What was the chick's name? She broke some chick's arm. Oh yeah, she's signed with Chaos Chaos Lucha Libre in January of 2021. Her contract with AAA is not exclusive. She continues to work the indie scene.
Yeah, she's Sexy Dulce now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the Sexy Star, Sexy Zitar, Dulce Pole, Dulce Garcia, and Dulce Star. Those are her other monikers.
She's huge thunderstorm. Manly enough for Pat Patterson. I don't know about that manliness. Daddy Donald, what's up? That's a new name in the chat. Hey, guys, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Even if you hate me and you're downvoting me, just subscribe anyway. It helps us in the algorithm. And then you know when you can come on and you can hate us. That's fine. I'm a heel. That's fine. Fuck you, Triple H releasing R-Truth. I'm now an AEW fan. Just kidding. I'll never be a fan of that garbage company, but it's still fucking bullshit. You can suck my dick for releasing R-Truth. You know, honestly, trust me, man. We feel the same about that. I respect R-Truth. Dude is entertaining as hell. He can work. He can still work at a high level too. And he's what, 55 or not 55? He's like 52 years old. So it is a loss. And yeah, a guy like that provides veteran leadership backstage. And he's somebody like him. If one of the young guys comes to him and said, "Hey man, what do you think of me doing this?" Truth is going to be able to give you some good and honest advice. So it's definitely an L. Draven acting like he wouldn't play in the rain. You pay for extra. God damn.
Jeez.
God damn.
Jeez. I've never actually paid for sex. So.
Oh, wait. I think that's more of...
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Goddamn.
Draven over here paying for the cheek guys. So what's going on Raw tomorrow night? Is there any we got the last are the men's and women's the last men's and women's qualifier tomorrow?
Yeah, because Stephanie's on Raw.
Oh, they didn't save ones for SmackDown, huh?
Jordan Grace is on SmackDown, right, Tony?
Is she? I might have to start watching SmackDown. I'm gonna start watching SmackDown.
Yeah, but the last qualifying matches are on Raw.
Yep.
Maybe she won't be on. Maybe she won't win that match because she's going to be at that AAA thing. If she wins that, she'll have to do 2 matches that day. So I don't think she's going to win.
Who else is in that with her? Liv Morgan,
and I forget who the other one is.
Look it up because we'll be able to tell. We should be able to tell. I forgot she was in that. We just looked at it too. I'm stoned. But no, we should be able to pick up on that based on who who else is in the match, honestly. I mean, just knowing it was her and Liv, yeah, I could see Stephanie going over, but
that's who's the men's.
Who?
So here we go. Fucking ads everywhere.
I gotta have my TV time, right? Am I right?
that's filler, Draven.
Gotcha. So
Here we
it's the men's Money in the Bank qualifying match, which is CM Punk versus AJ Styles versus El Grande Americano.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the women's, which is Stephanie Vakir versus Liv Morgan versus Ivy Nile.
Oh, God damn it.
So Liv is probably going to win it. Unless they put Ivy Nile in it, which I'll be surprised.
Ivy's taking the pin. Mother.
And that's all they have for matches. So.
Motherfucker. Ivy's eating the pin.
Monday.
I feel so bad for her because she's so fucking talented. And if they took her away from American Made and gave her a singles push, she is fucking great in the ring.
Her and Sheamus did a 1-for-1 push-up or
The
pull-up thing, and she fucking destroyed him.
Dude, have you seen for her size? She's tiny.
Mm-hmm.
She is like 5 foot tall and about 120 pounds. That woman is nothing but muscle. Like, she is in phenomenal shape. Like, her cardio, like you've seen her in those videos doing her cardio and shit. She can work. She's so good in the ring. Take her away from that fucking stable, and I think she would be much better served. But yeah, she's eating the pinfall here. Liv will probably go over, so Stephanie is freed up to work the AAA match without having to worry about working 2 shows in one day. What, across town? So because they're both both arenas are in Los Angeles, correct?
I think
so. Yeah, I mean, it's been done, obviously.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
but they don't want the talent to have to do that.
Yeah, the likelihood is slim. Even though it is a tag, maybe she will win because it's a tag match, so that's less. You know what I mean? That's not.
It's half the work.
Yeah, it's half the work. So
it's half the work, and plus she's teaming with Lola Vice, and Lola Vice is not the best in the ring. So
she's got that jump truck.
Well, I don't. Well, that's fucking obvious.
She used to do MMA too.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that. God damn it, Tony. But yeah. Lola used to do MMA. But yeah, she's not, like I said. Yeah, got that ass. I know.
Who don't weigh shit. Oh,
Ivy
Nile. Yeah, I get it, but still.
Tiny. Yeah. Sheamus is like, what, 260 pounds? Like, it is much.
Yeah.
That's why I laugh. It's like, okay, let's see a 270-pound woman do that many.
Fair enough.
You know.
But still.
Would 120 now, if you take a 120-pound guy that is in that good of shape, who's going to win? Because that's a much more even matchup. You know what I mean? Because the physics, and that's why I always laugh. You know, it's like and I'm not taking away from her at all, because trust me, Ivy, I put her in terms of sheer athleticism and in-ring competence, she's up there as far as the women go. Yeah, she's still young, absolutely, but she's been around for a couple of years, you know. And like I said, she's one that they need to take her out of the stable and give her a solo push. And again, with this round of call-ups from NXT, I am still bewildered, shocked, amazed that Sol Ruka still is in NXT. How she has not been called up, absolutely, unless they're like, we've got too many blondes right now. It looks like Vince McMahon's here with all the blondes.
Because on Divas they run people to change their hair, all the time.
So to me, you know, I'm like, this is kind of You know, and it does a disservice to Saul because she's so fucking good, dude. The Soul
I like her and
Snatcher,
the chick that's with her.
Zaria.
Zarya, yeah.
She's is she Australian or from New Zealand?
I don't remember.
She's from one I can't remember. Wait, Vakir shouldn't be in the AAA show. Just a waste. Let them run their shows on some WWE stars invade. Right? Like they're already doing like, hey, here's all our talent on your show. And that's what the people in AAA. Yeah, I was picking up what you're laying down. My sketchbook with being a waste. That's the caveat to WWE now is like, hey, here, our guys are going to come over. And it's like, I'm sorry, but don't immediately start putting all the WWE.
Well, it is a pay-per-view, and it is called Worlds Collide, so it makes sense to have both of the brands, you know.
Again, I'm really high.
Intermerge, because it's sort of like their forbidden door.
But are they going to, like, how are they going to continue moving forward?
I don't know.
Are they going to?
I know they're supposed to eventually have it where we can watch their shit here in the States. So
I would check.
With English commentators as well.
That's going to be funny. The Spanish announcers are like announcing the American, the English announce team, and it's like the English announce team down there is the one that their tables always get smashed. That's if they're going to do anything. They should institute that trope like every night, at least once, the English announce table gets fucking smashed and the commentators are just left there like, what the fuck, sitting in chairs where they need to. They owe the Spanish announce team had to put that spot over for fucking years and years. And I think it would be fucking as a creative, you know, I'm looking at it going like, man, that would be fucking funny. Hey, here's what we're going to do. Every fucking show, we're going to get this shit over. The fucking English announce team's losing their fucking table. One match, it's got to happen every night, you know. I think it would be fucking hilarious. Like, but it has to happen like a big point of the night. You know what I mean? It would be fucking great. But I don't, and I feel bad now because, like I said, I haven't seen AAA before. And now my first experience with AAA will be fucking seeing a WWE version of AAA. Yeah. You know, it'll be Patricio De McAfee doing the announcing. Patricio De McAfee. Hi, he's just an Irish man.
And Miguel Cole.
Miguel Cole. Miguel Cole. No, that sounds more Italian. Miguel. Or JBL just comes back again and calls him Maggle.
Yeah. Miguel Cola.
Miguel Cola. I miss JBL on commentary. He does commentary for OVW sometimes.
I'm a fan of JBL. I liked him better as Bradshaw.
I'm going to start using the clothesline from hell. I got to practice the fucking line a lot last night at camp. Because we were doing heat drills. I was just fucking throwing, and when I throw my clotheslines, I go through that shit. Like I'm going through it. So it's like hit and wrap when you're going through, you know. But I'm aiming, you know, it's all right here, you know. That fucking poor referee though. He I think he fucking clanked his teeth and like bit his lip. But he come up with a bloody mouth, Nate, from that dark match. Because I was like point blank when I just stood there and fucking just threw one at him. But I told him, I was like, you have to take a bump because I'm like, probably clothesline, you know. So he knew it was coming. Welcome back, kid. Welcome back. It's gotta look good. And it's better working snug. And like I said, I yelled at the one kid, you know, I would like not like yelled at him like like I was pissed at him, but I was just like, hey, lay him in, you know, like when he's hit me, I'm like, I want you to hit me, you know, lay him in a little bit. Let me feel, you know, a little snug is fine. You know, don't try to kill me, but if you're gonna throw a forearm, make some contact. You know, I'm like, you hit me. I was like, if you hit and do the hit and the slap where you hit and you slap through, and then as soon as you go through with it, you clench your fist again, you know, you can fucking snap that shit off right here. I don't care. I'm fine with that. You know, some guys aim here. I always go like hand on top of the head, and then I hit my fucking hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go like breaking an egg on it and then close it right back up as soon as I'm done. Unless the person is fine with me, then I'll do the forearm and I'll bust you upside your head with a fucking forearm. But I have elbow pad on too, so I'm not gonna hard way you with my fucking elbow. Plus that shit hurts. I don't do any.
I clipped my buddy's nose with an elbow once when he's bleeding all over the place.
I'd like to see Alberto slap Pat Macabitch. I would too. I don't. And this is and I said it the other night, and I'll fucking say it again. You can go to the Super Shogun channel. You can listen to my fucking commentary. I can do commentary. I could do commentary on TV easily as a fucking heel. These guys, they need a heel. They don't have that. And the commentary is not good at this point for the most part. I mean, Joe Tessitore I like because he's a legit, and he's the one that's going to play it straight. You know what I mean? There's always got to be the one guy that's going to play it straight.
The SmackDown commentator, Wade Barrett. They're probably the best. I
like Wade Barrett too. He needs to stay on full heel though. Yeah. Like
they both sound like two different people.
Yep.
Like Pat McAfee and Cole, they just sound too similar.
Yeah.
In their delivery.
Mm-hmm. No. There's a very good. Isn't Corey Graves over there too?
He's on NXT.
No, he's NXT. Yeah, he's NXT now. Yeah. There's a very distinct difference between McAfee and Cole. Their style and is a tandem, and Tessitore and Wade Barrett, and Tessitore and Barrett are vastly superior. I know everybody. Oh, Michael Cole's the GOAT. No, Michael Cole is not the fucking GOAT. Tony Schiavone in his prime was better than Michael Cole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
And Tenay.
Mike Tenay. Yeah, Mike Tenay and Michael and Tony Schiavone were a better duo than Cole and McAfee. Fucking Gorilla Monsoon and goddamn Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Hell, Schiavone and Zbyszko were better.
Fucking Larry Zbyszko. I like Brain Tenay and Schiavone. That was mine right there.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, Zbyszko was annoying, but I've got breaking news on Twitter right now.
What do we got?
WWE has just announced the release of R-Truth.
This is like the night we played the Coach and Bro clip twice.
Right. Damn it.
Is it Groundhog's Day?
We don't speak of that. That never happened.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah, JR and Lawler were great sketchbook. Like,
yeah,
I liked Heenan, Tenay, and Schiavone in their own right, but nobody set the stage the way Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler did.
No,
and just the way they would throughout the match, the fucking vibe and flow they had, it was just, man, my childhood.
Yeah, and I'm not taking away, like I said, the greatest. I said it the other night, and I said not just because he's battling cancer, he had a surgery, and God, I hope JR recovers, because when
we go back and watch the like Cena versus Michaels, you know, their call on that match, just JR was a master.
Yeah,
he did. Like, just a...
Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
The dude had a knack for it. What up, Ariel? Good to see you. Hang on a second. We got something for you, Ariel. You know Ariel's here. Let me get this. Let me get this for you. Hang on. Here it is. We'll put Akeem on for you. But no, man, JR, probably the greatest of all time. He's on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling commentators. Like I said, for me, it's always going to be Gordon Soley. JR is there, and Bobby the Brain Heenan is, as far as like I would consider my top three. Yeah, JR, Gordon Soley, and Bobby Heenan. And as a heel commentator, man, I look to Bobby's work a lot. Same thing with Jesse Ventura. Both great inspirations as a heel commentator.
How great was Jesse Ventura during Saturday night's main event?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was good.
Fantastic. He just buried the whole fucking promotion, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't care. Because it's like, what are you gonna do? You gonna fire me?
Like,
He goes,
he's called matches where they walked out the fucking cage door, and he's like, "What the hell is this? Damian Priest is a pussy. What? Why didn't he have his limo driver just pull up and take him?" Like,
oh
and Michael
yeah.
Cole being the soggy vagina that he had. Dude, Michael Cole becomes Rachel Maddow more every day that passes. The way he was after Gunther attacked him, and I get that's all storyline, but it was so fucking cringy how they call him the GOAT. He's literally ignoring the match in the ring to cry about being attacked, and how fucking commentators come out here and do their best and under the expectation that they're not going to get their ass beat. Like, dude, you were talking shit to him. Well, you're the one that tapped out. Like, but yeah, dude, it was just the whole thing was booked so cringy. And I'd like to see Michael Cole get attacked. Like, can we bring back chains for one night? I'd like to see it happen. Non-booking. I'd love to see Michael Cole get attacked.
Wait, the wrestler chains?
Yes.
I mean,
or
yeah,
whatever his fucking name is, who attacked McMahon.
Nails.
Him back
Nails.
Nails.
You're talking about the guy.
Nails.
Like, I wish Chris Fisk was here, but I'll do it. Boss man. Boss man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nails.
Dude, Michael Cole is such a fucking, like, again, he's Rachel Maddow if she produced more estrogen. Like, he's such a fucking soggy, dry, wet, skinny, fat ass vagina.
Is Ariel talking about Jason Sensation?
No. That was the guy that did impressions.
Yeah, that's who I thought.
No.
Or are they talking about
Joey
Styles?
Stunner.
He did commentary. The guy was doing commentary. I'm sorry, Tony. You said Michael Cole is a wet blanket. Yes, that is the best description of him now. He's just, he makes you want to mute the TV. Like in Pat McAfee.
Call him the GOAT, man. McAfee, yeah, he's worse.
McAfee is fucking annoying. He's just annoying. Like, I don't know.
Patches O'Houlihan. That's his name. That's what we refer to him as. Patches O'Houlihan.
Was that the guy from Dodgeball?
No idea, probably. But now it's McAfee.
So it's like Vince Russo and Jim Cornette, how Cornette calls him shit stain. It's fucking, it's just, yeah, it's just fucking Patches O'Houlihan and Maggle Cole on, it's O'Houlihan and Maggle on commentary.
And Maddow Cole.
I need to get a drop of JBL calling him Maggle.
Maddow Cole.
Maddow Cole.
Maddow Cole and Patches O'Houlihan. They are the fucking worst.
I am Patches O'Houlihan.
Yeah, exactly, my sketchbook. Cole's the perfect announcer for modern fans, and Cody is the perfect weak man's champion for modern fans. Nothing describes or fucking represents modern day fans better than Cody Rhodes with the title and Michael Cole on fucking commentary. I agree.
This is my problem with Michael Cole and his whole shtick of, Well, I have a right to my opinion, and I can vote. Okay, dude, let me tell you something, bro. If I'm a heel and you're sitting there and you're just straight basically like in kayfabe, of course, and you're fucking burying me, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna smack you in the fucking mouth. Yeah. Yeah. That's the way a heel's supposed to be. We fucked with commentators, we fucked with ring announcers. You know, I mean, we smacked referees around. You know, that's the way the heels are supposed to act. This whole I'm such a it's like, did JR ever sit here and cry that he was a victim when he got attacked by Triple H? Did he play victim? I can't remember.
No, he called him a son of a bitch.
Exactly. You know, Michael
He was
Cole.
a man's man. At the end of the day, he wasn't, I'm just a lowly commentator doing. No, he was a man's man. And if he had to take an ass whooping, he took it. And he didn't cry about it the whole next week on fucking Raw and ignored the matches. Like, you know, again, the fucking beta cuck what culture motherfucker. Oh, you can tell Michael Cole's having the time of his life now that Vince isn't screaming in his ear. It's like, no. If anything, if Vince does nothing else for the company, bring him back to scream in Michael Cole's ear, please. Fuck, please.
That would help. I think it would help. And okay, so we haven't touched on it yet. We might as well here. Vince McMahon, the rumors. Did you guys hear the rumors he wants to buy WWE back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was speculation, and he's starting another company anyway.
Yeah.
14th and I.
What is that? He's starting. It's like an entertainment company, right?
It's like a consulting firm or some shit like that, and it's named after the cross streets for where Vincent J. McMahon basically first started on 14th and I Street.
Okay. I would love it if Vince got back into the wrestling business. You know, I really would. I think it would be fucking hilarious.
And they always say, again, what culture? Good luck. Nobody's going to watch that. I would.
I would watch it.
Would be the first person signed. Good.
Yep. Lesnar, and oh my God, people would melt down if Vince started another company and started hiring. Guys would want to go work for him because I'll tell you what, for all, like you said, for all his faults, I'm fairly certain that there's when you have that ability and you have that magic, it's always there. And even in his waning years, his twilight, as it were, I do believe there's some magic in that old hat he had. You know what I mean? Like Vince could reach into the bag of tricks and make magic happen a couple times if he had the right talent.
Yeah.
Money's not a problem. And you tell me that there's if Vince McMahon put together an entire fucking deal and took it to some, like, not even a cable company, but like a streaming provider, and said, hey, would you be interested in carrying this? And here's the financials, how they'll break down. Do you think they're going to tell him no?
Sadly, right now, I think they would tell him no.
I don't.
I do because of how people are still worried about public image and everything.
Money.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, bro, that's all that matters, bro. Is that
I know,
money.
But that's why the company is distancing themselves from him, like, and they don't even mention his name anymore because it's all about public image.
Well, because they don't want to acknowledge him because they know everything that came before now will be vastly superior to what happens here. This is not going to be if the WWE doesn't get sold off to somebody else after TKO builds up a big enough portfolio with it, which is what they're doing right now. They're harvesting assets. with AAA, and watch. I guarantee you, once TNA, they don't even have to gain more ground. They'll scoop them up eventually. Who is it? Anthem that owns them?
Yeah.
When Anthem's had enough and the bleeding doesn't stop,
I think
WWE.
it's Anthem. Either that or Anthem's the place that has their does their TV.
No, that's Axis. That's Axos or Axis. Fucking, I can't remember the name of the channel. Or maybe it's
but Anthem is the ones that facilitate the.
Yeah.
Don't they own the TV station?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm just saying, man, this is WWE is harvesting assets right now. TKO is doing that. I'm sorry, not WWE. They're just an asset. They're just a ledger right now. That's all they are anymore, is a fucking ledger. List of names.
Never mind, they own them.
Okay. This isn't wrestling in a traditional sense anymore. This is we're going into an odd era of sports entertainment where you look in Tony, we've had this discussion, Draven, we have too, about AEW's presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about anything that happens between the bells. I'm strictly talking aesthetics of the presentation. I prefer AEW's look.
Yeah, I do too.
I prefer the setup, the camera work, the entrance. I like that much better. That looks like a wrestling show. WWE now, the only time it's looked like a wrestling show is Saturday night's main event and even then I'm like, you should not have any kind of electronic sign. Black curtain, a drape that says Saturday night's main event. They had the long entryway. The long entryway was perfect. That looked fucking great. I loved it.
And the tiny little entrance.
Yep, it's narrow. I like that. That gave it the nice old school aesthetic. But I was like, take away the electric entrance. You know, the sign back there, the gimmick. But no, I just I don't need the big ass fucking the gimmick anymore. I like the AEW style.
I like the Titantron, and I actually preferred when AEW was doing the big LED thing instead of the two tunnels, because it made it harder to see which side they were coming out of. Because it's like, I don't need to know who's the heel and who's the
I don't like that.
Face.
But just from a hard cam perspective, I prefer that aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I would look, we're just like movies and video games and everything else. We are a couple years away from booking our own wrestling shows anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Create a Raw from 1999 with the setup from 1999. I want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on John Cena from 2007 in the main event. Have Stone Cold cut a promo about this, and that, and John Cena replies. Also, have Logan Paul versus Kurt Angle as the semi-main event. And that's going to be how we watch wrestling. Because this shit's dying. There's not going to be any coming back from this. I'm sorry, but there's not. Vince was the visionary. Vince was the one person to be successful at this long term. No one else has ever done that. Eric Bischoff was a bit of a visionary himself, but then he kind of fell off. Vern Gagne was a bit himself, but then he fell off. Vince McMahon is the only person in history out of every human being to have ever existed to make wrestling long-term sustainable, and we're seeing that go away now, and I doubt someone rises to take up that mantle. I'm sorry, but people just don't understand the business that way. Not even Paul Heyman. his shit went out of business too.
Yep. He was a great
Well, his was
wrestling
more
mind,
of a
but
money issue.
I was just gonna say he
Yeah,
had a great
well, Vince had money issues too.
Heyman
But
had a
he
great
was able to wade through those waters. He was able to overcome the storm, and no one else has been able to do that. No one.
they cut all their budget in like 95. Was it 95? I think 94, 95. They were really hit for money. 95. They were short on money. They cut their budget way back. Cornette talked about that at length, about how many people they let go and how they cut back on just the little things around the office to save money. And that was all Vince's call doing that, you know? But no, I was going to say Paul Heyman has a great mind for wrestling, but has a terrible financial sense, which is odd because he's one of us. So stereotype breaking.
I missed the Titantron 2 sketchbook.
Yeah,
I was
I do
just
too.
thinking that the other day. And you know what I missed sketchbook was the original SmackDown. Like everyone talks about the SmackDown Fist, and that was cool too, but I missed the original SmackDown setup with all the circles or ovals and the round Titantron, and just it felt so special, man. I don't know.
And this right here, I think. Wait, this was the song right here, right?
Yep.
Everybody on the ground.
I hated it when they changed it to the beautiful people. I'm like, why? Like,
Those are SmackDown, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't mind beautiful people, but
I like this
It was
better.
okay. It's just I like the original theme better. SmackDown to me, it was just so special then when it was first starting, and yeah,
Oh,
man, like God, I miss those days. Like you could not, even once it went 2 nights a week, you could not like tune out. You would miss something. You had to watch. If you didn't watch, you felt like you were missing out. If we didn't watch Raw this week, it would be, something about CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins fucked CM Punk and he didn't qualify or something. And it's like, oh, well, what else was there? I don't know. I think El Grande Americano hit fucking Penta or something. Oh. Well, anything else? Not really.
Yeah, dude, I haven't watched a full episode of Raw since we stopped covering it.
I've been watching it on the regular. I've been enjoying Raw.
I just watched the highlights. Trey fills me in on SmackDown, but I can't. It's just gotten to where I'm like, fuck this again. And then, like I said, that one night,
watch the YouTube channel.
That's what I do. I watch the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
And like I said, that one night I was laying in bed when I was sick. I put Collision on, and they ended it a half hour early and put Black Adam on instead of the fucking main event, which was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they fucked up, I think.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I know. SmackDown was Raw got bad around 2002. It got fucking bad, sketchbook, because Triple H is not on the level that he thinks he is, and he never was. He was always fucking boring, and when he was a good heel when he had a big baby face to play off of. But man, I think about like Triple H versus Goldberg. That was like so
in 03?
hard to
Unforgiven?
through.
Yeah, I was there live. Dude, that was fucking bad.
Yeah, I was there for him and Batista at Vengeance 2005 either. I've never been a Batista fan. I was just like, man. What happened was I came back from Reno. I was going to school out there. My sister was like, surprise, and had tickets to Vengeance. I was like, oh, sweet. I hadn't even been watching wrestling at that point because the school I was at, I kind of couldn't. I could, but I was just, busy having a social life. Holy fuck, man, that was so bad. Like, and of course, now that he's in charge and he's inducting himself into the Hall of Fame, and it's like, dude, I love when they go back and talk about the Attitude Era, and Stephanie's always there like, Triple H, I mean, DX was the Attitude Era. No, they weren't. Like, they were a big part, but they were the undercard Attitude Era. Like, fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin helped usher that shit in. Shawn Michaels, to an extent, yeah, okay, you had a sock in your fucking draws, you know, but WWF took off when Shawn Michaels got out of the way. Like, just being real, they took off when Shawn Michaels got out of the way, and Steve Austin was the standard bearer bringing it forward with The Rock right behind him. And they talk about, like, well, Triple H came around towards like the middle / into the Attitude Era. And it wasn't the cussing and choppy pee-pee and this and that made the Attitude Era special. It was exactly what they could have today. Compelling television. But they don't have compelling television. They just have Cody come out, Rocky, you can go fuck yourself, okay? And you have what culture? Oh my God, the Attitude Era is back! No, I'd be offended by all the storylines, but I'm so excited we're getting the Attitude Era.
You got me thinking about you're talking about cards you attended in WWE events in 2002. So the night I moved into my apartment in 2002, I went to a show in Detroit at the Joe with a couple of my friends. And fucking, I looked up the card. You want to hear this fucking card? All right. This was March 11th, 2002. So we start with Albert and Scotty 2 Hotty defeated Johnny Destiny and Some Unknown. All right. And then we had Brock Lesnar pinning Spike Dudley with the F5. The Hurricane beating Funaki. Lance Storm over on The Godfather. Val Venus over on Perry Saturn. Cruiserweight champion Tajiri pinned Crash Holly.
Tajiri was great, man. Oh,
dude, bro, that was just the fucking pre-show we got. Now, this was the card for Raw. This was a Raw. This was the card for Raw's War. Rob Van Dam, Matt, and Jeff Hardy defeated William Regal and the Dudleys.
Yes.
Al Snow beat Goldust to win the Hardcore Championship. Kurt Angle and Booker T defeated Edge and the Big Show. Christian beat Billy Gunn after Diamond Dallas Page interfered and hit the Diamond Cutter on Billy Gunn. Jazz and Stacy Keibler defeated Lita and Trish Stratus. And then the fucking main, which was pretty fucking rad, Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and Kevin Nash defeated Rock and Austin in a handicap match at 9:13 when Hogan pinned The Rock with the boot to the face and the leg drop as Austin fought with Hall and Nash on the floor. Yeah.
Disgusting.
That's a fucking card.
I might not have been watching then. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that time. Yeah, it was like pre-WrestleMania 18.
I think I was like off on at that time.
And then I missed Vengeance 02 because Vengeance was at the Joe Louis that year.
Yeah. It was kind of a weird time in WWE when you had Hogan and Austin and Rock and Nash and Hall and everyone flying. Like, you would have thought more would have come out of the Outsiders joining WWE, and you could have had the Outsiders versus the Dudleys and all kinds of cool shit. And but that's when they were fumbling things. It's after they fumbled the Invasion and then brought them in and kind of fumbled that, and they were fumbling Steve Austin. Like I'll go to my grave saying, yeah, Steve Austin walking out was the right thing to do, because as soon as they bought WCW, it was like, okay, and well, they turned Austin heel, and from the moment they turned Austin heel, wrestling has never been as compelling or successful since. Yeah, maybe they've suckered people into giving them money, and by people I mean, you know, corporations and shit, but the ratings went down. Dude, I remember all kinds of my friends quit watching when they turned Austin heel. They're like, yeah, I'm not into that. That's kind of lame. But especially after the invasion angle, dude, it just got, they started treating Austin like he wasn't fucking shit. And then they got Hogan back and started treating him like the new toy. And yeah, the fans were nostalgic and happy for him, but they also wanted to see Austin pushed strong. And they were just relegating Austin. Hey, you go wrestle Big Show and Flair on the mid card. We have Hogan and Undertaker in the main event. And it's like, okay, fuck you. I almost single-handedly saved your fucking company. Like, yeah, The Rock sustained it in 2000 and did a good job doing it, but when WWE was like at its fucking critical point, it was Austin who was bringing it back.
Yeah. Always, man. He was the money. He was the money. His star burned so bright and so fast. You know,
exactly my sketchbook. That I'll go down, and yeah, hindsight's 2020, and I'm armchair quarterbacking or whatever the fuck. But they should have held off on the invasion angle and been like, there will be no invasion, and we'll bring over like the cream of the crop from WCW. And at that point, you should have had, you know, the Sean Stasiak, you know, showing up, and eventually, you know, Booker T and DDP and all these people, and you should have slowly trickled them in and had them like, yep, they're just in WWF now. And then around the time Flair came back, it could have started heating up. And then February 2000, what was it, 2, when fucking NWO came in, just boom. Yep. What do you know? They're all fucking sleeper agents. They're all fucking strategically placed to a point where they fucking, so we are WCW, and that's the invasion. And at that time, they're all kinds of embedded in the roster and in positions of power, and just fucking basically take WWF from Vince McMahon, you know? And then you would have had the stars to back it up instead of, oh, well, Stone Cold's the leader of WCW. What?
Yeah. I was like,
what?
Fuck?
Yeah. That did not make sense.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, Hunter got to beat everyone, all the way up till Sting. I was thinking that. I was taking a shower the other day, and you have those random thoughts, and I wasn't even watching then. I've seen clips of the NWO coming out to have Sting's back, which made no sense. Like, Sting should have never went to WWF ever. Just never. It's sad that he did.
I was so pissed off because I was just casually watching at that point. I was still in the business, but I was just casually watching the TV product, and I got together with some of my friends to watch WrestleMania and I'd been kind of watching the lead up, and when they were like Sting versus Triple H, this was my immediate reaction. Just, it's taken Triple H, because that happened in 2015. So, right? 2015 or 2014?
2014, I think.
So I was like, okay, so
I met him around then, like after the whole Rollins thing.
Triple H had to wait 13 years to finally bury Sting. And then Vince was happy. He'd buried the last bastion of WCW that he was not allowed to touch.
Mm-hmm.
I was pissed at Sting for going over. I really was.
I wanted him to fight fucking Undertaker.
Him and Undertaker would have been the only match that would have been acceptable, because Undertaker would have treated him with respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I hate, like, Triple H was never you know what Triple H's biggest talent was politicking.
Yep.
And he did. Like, again, I promise you, and there's no way to prove it, but none of us are dumb. If Stephanie McMahon was Stephanie Evans and was some random chick who happened to be on the roster, they would have never been together.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
No.
He's straight up just like dropped China, like, ooh, chance to be with the boss's daughter. And it's like, we all know that. So even Stephanie knows deep down that's why they're together.
Yeah.
And none of it, we all know what's going on there. That was Triple H's biggest talent, was politicking. And you know what? He's damn good at it. He really does know how to play the game. And it brought him all the way to the position he's at now. But he is not that good. He is not good enough to be going over every WCW wrestler. He was never good enough to be the standard bearer in WWE.
No.
And he has been, I mean, what he's doing now to the modern product is no different than what he's always done. He has always dulled the shine of professional wrestling. And that's just the truth. He is not that good.
No, he's an imitator, not an innovator. He's a replicator.
In his wrestling matches and in his booking.
Yep.
Which is why what you're seeing now, Draven and I were talking about the other day. I mean, it's literally the same storylines playing out over and over, from Rhea to Liv to Roxanne to this to that. It's to fucking Sami Zayn and the Bloodline to R-Truth and the Judgment Day. It's like the same couple storylines just repeating over and over with different people in them. It's not good. And you get big surprises sometimes. Oh my God, Jey Uso won the fucking Royal Rumble, followed by one of the most lackluster lead-ups to a championship match in WrestleMania history. Oh my God, Braun Breaker speared Roman Reigns. He's with Seth Rollins. I can't wait to see what comes next. Nothing. Just a whole lot of Sami Zayn with CM Punk running out in the last minute and a half of the episode. Nothing. It's sad.
Yeah, it's you. And the thing is, man, like we said, they have a ton of talent. Good to see you, RR. Been a long. We're starting to see some names come back into the chat that we haven't seen in a while. And welcome. Good to see everybody. New names, old names. Hey, you know what? Welcome back. And tomorrow night we talk a little bit. We're going to work tomorrow to talk about more than just wrestling, but we will talk a little bit of wrestling. But we have games, and we got mug shorties, we got AI music, we got Kasey's hot takes. So yeah, we got more fun on Monday, and we might and
Kasey's hot cakes.
That yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Are we finally gonna get the debut of Life Advice with Tony?
No. Guys,
I've been fucking building this up for like 6 months.
I want to give you guys, look, when you look at me, and I know what you're thinking, Sketchbook, I know what you're thinking, Keely Chow. When you look at me, you see just unbridled talent and success. And I get it. I'm the guy that everyone wants to have a beer with and every girl wants to be with. And, unfortunately, there's just not enough of me to go around. But I have decided to do all of you a favor. And I'm going to give you little tidbits, little life hacks, and pieces of advice. And once a week, one of you will be lucky enough to get that tidbit, to get that advice from monoTony, douche extraordinaire, So we need to set it up. I might do it on X. I might do it, go old school and do email. But, y'all let me know your struggles. Let me know your life questions, and I will be more than happy to answer them. I wanted to charge money. Etep said no.
Oh, I never turned
So
on.
I'll be doing it for free.
Yeah. Yeah, we said,
Yeah.
you know what? In honor of it, we'll start out free in honor of Pride Month.
Yeah, in honor of Pride Month. Hey, you have a question about life? You want to know how to attain my level of success to be the elite?
That's right.
I'm here to help you. And before any of you say it, you're welcome.
I like that. I think that works, and yeah, we'll do that when we get some submissions here. We'll be debuting that on Mondays. We've got I want to make Monday, folks. This is what we're doing here. Yeah, we talk wrestling. We do horror on Tuesdays. We're bringing back. Monday is going to be like the variety. We're gonna have a variety show. We're going to show you that. Yeah, I don't know what I sit on the top rope during practice sometimes. Like that's the high. I don't go up there. Fuck that. Nah. During my entrance, I step on the second rope to pop the crowd and shit. But nothing off the top rope. Like I said, I'll do my Terry Funk. You want to see me do a moonsault, you son of a bitch? And I'll just climb up to the second rope and I stop. But you don't deserve a moonsault. I'm not doing that. But what we are doing is Tony's life advice. He's going to be fucking giving you guys his nuggets of wisdom are worth their weight in gold. I hope you people know this. Like,
yes,
Lance Archer can do a moonsault off the rope, top rope. Why can't you?
Even though my nuggets of wisdom may not be gold, they're definitely nuggets of something.
I'm flipping Draven square off next to me.
He's smaller than you.
I know. That's what makes this whole thing so difficult, Draven. So shut up about it.
I mean, is it too much, or can we show them the AngelousDraven? Is it too much for YouTube? Can we show them? It's the Netflix version of Draven.
All right, just show it. Fuck it, we'll do it. Just show it.
I'm just saying that a mind that can conceive something as beautiful as this is willing to share some of these wavelengths with you.
Where are you sharing it?
I'm not.
Oh.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
This fucking guy. You're gonna make me play one of the Kanye clips, aren't you? I'll do it.
Oh, I know you will.
They don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
Baby Yoda is so mischievous. Yeah. I swear to God.
Draven's got the avatar. I'm also sharing the full image. Ladies and gentlemen, I help Draven broaden to a bigger audience. Like, the boy's got a Netflix deal. And this mind is willing to share its wisdom with you. So, yeah. We'll get that started soon.
I love how he's balding. It looks like with his hairline, it looks like he's got a hair. Look at that. It looks like he's fucking balding, kind of, with that, just the angle. I'm sure he has a full, beautiful head of hair, Draven.
Yes.
That's fabulous.
The only vampire to actually have a criminal record on the books.
Did a vampire in Brooklyn have one? Is my question.
So what Papa Cotton said, I sent it to him. He's like, I'm getting fucking like Eddie Murphy vibes.
Got the billionaire.
Yeah, it's Vampire in Brooklyn, baby.
Yeah.
Draven's weakness is no longer sunlight; it's child support.
Oh no, Draven, is there something you didn't tell us about?
That's Godzillionaire said that.
Wait,
Draven brown facing in that drawing.
Did chat music have to release remove a video? African Stewie's gone.
I don't know.
And I know it's still here. They moved it over to vocal comments.
Nah, to see manliness, this black vampire, it's into thick down chicks.
Okay, it's still here. It's off Chat Music's channel.
Draven looks like a retired luchador.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Christian 179. What's up, Christian? That's a different. This is a different Christian. This isn't the Christian that just says his name. This one spells his with a K. I'm sorry, Christian. We had to explain this. We have a Christian that just comes in. He's like Timmy from South Park. He's just like Christian and just says his name. So thank you for the comment.
No, you're right, Christian, and he does deserve. What they did to R-Truth is because he is a legend. It's disgusting. He deserved to send off better than this. And it's TKO, who, again, has no love for the wrestling industry. WWE is a means to an end for them to profit. And they didn't see what was special about R-Truth or see what he brought to the table. And they just cut him loose like he was fucking Johnny Gargano or something.
Bro, Johnny Wrestling, bro. He's the greatest, bro. Johnny
and his wife is there too, which she's terrible too.
Who's Johnny Gargano?
Candice LeRae or whatever the fuck name is.
That's who he's married to?
Yeah.
No,
she's with him, and then which it seems like she's gonna feud with what's her name in the Wyatt Six, because the Wyatt Six are going after all the tag teams.
Alexa Bliss.
No,
fucking Nikki Ash.
Nikki Ash or Nikki Cross or whatever.
Is she Nikki Ashy Larry now? Is that her name?
The Wyatt Six.
Yeah, did they tie Alexa Bliss in with them yet?
Not yet, but they beat the shit out of all the tag teams again.
It's fucking boring.
I know
in
Trey
6
was
months. They won't even be on television.
Trey was all excited when they came out. I kind of felt bad. I just let him enjoy it.
I enjoyed it too. Fuck you.
I was gonna say they're all jobbers. Speaking of that, I got to go back to my YouTube homepage because I have a video I have to react to here, and I haven't listened to it yet. But would you gentlemen like to listen to a minute of this with me? Because this is a channel that I watch regularly, and I agree with some of his takes, and some of his takes I don't agree with. But Tony, I think you already know who I'm talking about. And
yes, I do.
And he did a video on R-Truth, and I'm kind of interested. And I know it's just shy of midnight, and I do want to wrap here, but we're gonna play a little bit of this video from the hater here, because I do want to hear what he has to say about this. So we might as well we'll just share some of it here.
What it do, cuckolds? It's your boy, the hater. Hater on the road. I've been driving a lot these last few days, cucks. So you get a lot of hater on the roads. Now, I want to preface this video by saying that personally, R-Truth has always been a favorite of the haters. More so in TNA than in WWE. I personally believe that this 17-year run that he's had in the WWE should be rated at like maybe a 2 out of 10. But I've always liked R-Truth, and I've always thought that he deserved better. All right? This is just how it is. Now, For those that don't know yet, which probably is nobody at this point, R-Truth has been released by the WWE. Now, I have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, it makes total sense, right? Let's not pretend. A lot of people are acting like The Undertaker just got released. Fucking relax, all right? This guy is R-Truth. He is a jobber for the last 17 years at least, right? He's had flashes of good moments, but he has largely been treated as a jobber. And quite frankly, for a jobber to be in the WWE for 17 years, it says something. Considering the fact that he's 53, that means, quick maths, he joined when he was 36. He rejoined WWE, I should say, when he was 36. Most people at 36 start thinking about retirement. You know what I mean? Like the Cenas of the world start thinking about retirement, and they go away for like 8 years and have like an appearance here and there. So R-Truth has had a full career, a full WWE career for that matter, because he also had arguably a full TNA career. So R-Truth is going to go down as a great wrestler, in my opinion, objectively, right? And with that being said, two idiots almost crashed into each other. Oh, I think one of them did crash into him. Oh, shit. Either that or his car was already all crashed.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. Yeah, I can't disagree with him thus far.
He's
You know what I
still one of the more entertaining personalities on the roster, and what's
Yeah.
become a black hole of charisma. R-Truth could come on and actually entertain people. He had the showmanship aspect, and I don't know. It again, like it. He was a bright spot in what's a very, very non-compelling product right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the product is definitely suffering. And yeah, I don't think we carried on as if The Undertaker just got released. You know what I mean? But they lost a talent. They lost a veteran talent.
Yeah.
You know, so
Unceremoniously.
yeah, and yeah, Christian was right. The guy should have a Legends deal because he does have intrinsic value. You know, I'm sure he was making a decent living, but after 17 years, I'm pretty sure you're you know, he's earned it. You know, he's done the job that many times over 17 years. Yeah, dude, you know, and you've always he always shows up and he always shows out. That's the thing.
Does have
He's a
good
performer.
mind for the business. Yeah.
Very much.
He's a performer, yeah, and he could add value even just working with younger talent in the performance center,
Mhm.
trying to bring back some of the showmanship, trying to bring back some of the fucking entertaining qualities that are part of the total package that makes a professional wrestler.
And he's a guy, yeah, that adds value to training those young kids in terms of performance. Because, I mean, while Truth did some high flux, can I rub my head? There you go. You know, whatever tickles your pickle, we're fine. As long as you're not a furry. But no, R-Truth adds something. He does. And his haters spoke about his TNA run. His TNA run was really, really good. He was a world champion over there. That was when he was booked seriously, you know, and then Jeff Jarrett came in and we know the fucking story. But in Russo, but yeah, I don't know. I think like I said, the guy's in his early 50s. If he still wants to go, yeah, he could go back to TNA. Him and Carlito over there together, you know, it'd just give him something else to do, you know, because he's still got, I don't want to see him go to AEW, you know. I don't think anybody wants to see that. R-Truth is going to save the company. Is this how they felt in Tommy Boy? We're doomed, right? No, I don't think anybody was under the pretenses that R-Truth was going to be the savior. You know, he's the hero they need right now. He's the hero they deserve. But no, the guy was just a great performer. And yeah, it's just the way in which they parted ways with him. But it's a faceless conglomerate corporation now. So what should we expect? It's only faceless when bad things. When it's good things, Triple H is the face of it. And with that, folks, I think we should probably bid you adieu for the evening here, as we've been going for 2.5 hours, and it is after midnight here on the East Coast. So, Tony, Draven, thank you guys for hanging out. This was a fucking blast.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was all right.
Meh.
It was cool.
Best fucking show we've had in months, you know. But
the pigs liked it.
Let's fucking go. But thank you, RR Christian, Oof Master, Keely Chow, Godzillionaire, my sketchbook, the lovely Sherry, Manliness and Motivation. Did I say Godzillionaire? Godzillionaire. And every Cotton Ministries was here earlier. Aerial Ballet.
Gap was the first one in.
Gap, one of my mods. Gap was the first one in the door this evening. Thank you, man. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, you guys fucking rock, man. Thank you. We had a good audience tonight, man. You guys were on fire. Thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow night right here, 8:05 Eastern, for Wrestling with Horror Nitro. Sore. This is what happens when you're this high and you're hungry. So for Draven and Tony, I'm Pete from Wrestling with Horror. If we don't see you, have a great day. Pleasant tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.